Today's episode, I want to get a little personal about diving into a process of clarity for myself, specifically around Success Becomes Me. For those of you that don't know, in 2023, I launched a nonprofit, and the nonprofit has an annual fundraiser called Success Becomes Me, which has been a women's wealth conference. Now, the vision for this conference came to me actually in August of 2020. Most of the next steps in my business and in my impact come to me through meditation. So there I was meditating August 2020 on my meditation cushion in the main level of my parents' Airbnb in southern Minnesota during COVID, during the pandemic. And I get this really beautiful vision of me standing up on a stage with this like sea of women out in front of me, and I'm leading an activation. As I'm looking out into the sea of women, I can see each of the women like turning on and like lighting up as I'm leading this activation. And so I came out of it and I kind of was like, okay, cool. I'm building a women's conference. And then as I started getting deeper and deeper into it, when I was launching it in 2022, I wasn't calling it a conference, I was calling it an activation. The 2 years that I built it, the first year was very hard. I'm not going to lie to you, it almost killed me. Some of you have heard this story before. I was not well when we reached the 2023 conference in September of last year. This year was better, but still not great. I am very, very purposeful about how I feel in my business because I firmly believe that overworking, underliving, and feeling like shit in your business, what's the fucking point? This year, I was faced with a crossroads moment, and I very clearly said to the universe, I just need to know if I'm doing this another year or not. If I am doing this another year, it cannot feel the last 2 years have felt. I can't do this again. So either I'm going to do a third version, but it's going to feel way easier. It's going to be way more supportive. It's going to be way more lucrative so that the nonprofit can actually go out and do the mission we're here to do. Or I'm going to walk away. And I don't really care what the answer is. I'm happy. I can do either. I don't really care. I just need clarity. I want to give you some insights about how I came to this clarity and the things that were blocking me from that clarity so that you can also get some clarity on your journey to your big, big goals so that you can live your big goal energy every day. Spoiler alert, I am not walking away from Success Becomes Me. And I'm so excited to share with you how I got the clarity, what the clarity is, and what this potentially means for you attending Success Becomes Me in 2026. I can tell you've got big goal energy. Are you ready to turn your wildest dreams into your everyday reality? You are in the right place. Welcome to Big Goal Energy, the podcast that helps you turn your audacious and delusional dreams into your everyday life. We know that you don't settle for the ordinary, that you have dreams which others may deem unrealistic. But here, we help you defy reality and bring those dreams to life. Each episode of Big Goal Energy empowers you with knowledge, inspiration, and mentorship to conquer your most unrealistic goals. From transparent roundtable conversations to short-form episodes, you'll hear the experiences of women who have defied reality, as well as learn practical tips and strategies to fuel your journey. Join us by subscribing to Big Goal Energy, and together we'll turn your audacious dreams into remarkable achievements. As I mentioned, I've gotten very, very comfortable with walking away from things and shutting them down. Not all entrepreneurs operate this way, but after having gone through what I went through in 2023, I'm not willing to sacrifice myself, my mental health, my peace, my physical body, my relationship with my now husband. None of those are worth losing over some sort of ambitious, audacious dream. None of them. None of them are worth it. I've gotten to this point where if I don't feel the way I want to feel in my business every day, it is a no. My line as to what's acceptable and what's not acceptable has gotten hyper fucking clear in the last year and a half. And potentially because of having walked away from my fashion business before and having closed Amplify, my networking business in LA, I am just very comfortable walking away from things. I don't need a business or a conference or a thing or a label to define me because if I walk away from something, I always know that something better is coming on the other side. I've proven it to myself over and over and over again over the last 10 years. And so I'm just really comfortable walking away from things. If it's meant to be, it's going to be. And if it's not, period. Coming into September and October, I started getting real blunt with the universe. I'm not going to do this again. It's not going to feel this way again. If we're doing the event again, it is not going to feel like this again. Either there's a new way for it to feel or we're done. And I am unattached. I think this is a really key point. I want you to listen really intently here. I am unattached about which one of those answers it is. If I am guided to walk away, there will be grief. There will be sadness. I'm going to have to grapple with some failure stuff within myself, but I'm going to be okay. If I am guided to keep going, I'm trusting that the right resources, the right people, the right opportunities, everything is going to come in to support me so that when we do the event again, I feel fucking incredible and we're making the impact that we're here to make. I was journaling, I was meditating, I was talking to my healers and my guides and all of this stuff saying, I just need clarity. I just need clarity. I just need to know what the next steps are. And boy, did I get it. What I realized was when I started building the event in Tulsa in 2022, and I brought a board around me in 2023 to help with the nonprofit, and I started pulling things together. I was talking about this amazing vision, and I was saying things like, oh my goodness, I'm just so excited for this activation. And I kept referring to it as an activation. Now, unfortunately, several of the people that were on my preliminary board, who, mind you, did not last on the board very long, kept saying to me, well, what's an activation? We don't know how to talk about this. We don't know how to sell it to people. What's an activation? Oh, it's just like a conference. It's just like a conference. Why don't we just call it a conference? To be fair, calling it a conference did help us a lot with some SEO stuff. Not gonna lie. We rank. If you search Women's Wealth Conference, like we rank. And it also put me in a box. It put the event in a box. It put the event in a conference box. For those of us that have big goal energies, oftentimes what we want to do is innovative. Do you know the reason that people didn't understand what an activation was? Because it's not being done. So I surrounded myself with the wrong people that weren't willing to think further than what's been done in the past. And it was very evidenced. I would come and say like, oh, we need a resource for this. Well, you can't do that. One of the things I want you to be really aware of as you are working to get clarity on your big goal is who you have around you. And I feel like a broken record because I've talked about this in a lot of my episodes is like, it's so fucking important who you have around you. I haven't talked about it from this lens before. What happens when you have the wrong people around you that don't get it, that don't have big goal energy, that are thinking inside of boxes and literally operating based on what's been done in the past, is that energy projects onto you. That energy being projected onto me put blinders on me. And I take full responsibility for that. I am the one who chose them to be around me. I am the one who allowed blinders to be put on me. I take full responsibility for that. And I did not put the right people around me that could help me see past what has been done in the space before. And I ended up building a fucking conference. It was never supposed to be a conference. It was never supposed to be a conference. It was supposed to be an activation. And I ended up 2 years in a row building a fucking conference. There were elements of an activation in year 1, which were fantastic. Somewhat a little bit year 2, not as much. Year 3, we are going back to our roots. Here's the clarity I got when I sat in stillness, when I sat with my guides, when I sat with my journal, when I sat with like, why is this so hard? Why has this been an uphill battle? Why has it felt like I am pushing a boulder up a hill 2 years in a row, nearly killing myself in year 1 and not meeting the financial projections that we need to meet to be able to have the impact that we want to have in the world as a nonprofit? Why is that? It's because I was trying to build the wrong thing. We're going to take a quick break. BRB, I have more for you. Hold on. Are you an entrepreneur with a bigger vision for your business, but no clear path to build it? You need strategy, accountability, and community to transform the business you have into the entrepreneurial legacy you dream of. No more overworking for mediocre results. No more confusion about achieving your massive dreams. No more doubting your audacious goals. The Foundry is your opportunity to say yes to the big goals within you and build them with ease and alignment.
Apply now to become one of just 10 entrepreneurs in this exclusive mastermind. Visit breesealy.com/mastermind and don't wait. Your legacy starts today.
When I got the realization I'd been building the wrong fucking thing, then the question is, where do you go from there? I'm really grateful I'm able to look back and be like, we had two really amazing events. We've built the only women's wealth conference in the entire middle of the country. We've had over 100 attendees for both events. We did some really fucking amazing things, and it's only getting better from here. How did I then take myself out of that box and take the blinders off to be able to open myself back up to the original vision? Lots more stillness, lots more journaling, lots more meditation, and really truly just being open with curiosity to ask things like, well, if I were to build an activation, how would it be different? What differentiates an activation from a conference? And what I realized was most conferences are information based. And if you listen to Abraham Hicks at all, they talk about how words don't teach. Words don't teach. What teaches? Energy, embodiment, experiences, immersing yourself into the reality you want to be living every single day. In taking those blinders off, it really opened me up to an entire new world, to re-envision and reimagine something that has never been done before in the industry we're building it in and in the way that we're building it. The other thing I knew that I needed to do was take it out of Tulsa. While I have very much enjoyed living here, and I truly believe that Tulsa needs this, Oklahoma needs this above all else, and I feel like I'm hitting a brick wall here consistently. I was told by the head of the Chamber of Commerce here in Tulsa that because Tulsa already has one women's conference, they don't need a second one. The thing that is so hard about living in a state like Oklahoma, being the worst in the nation for education, being the worst in the nation for women, being the worst in the nation for domestic violence, is that unfortunately, the systems here are working exactly as they're designed. And to try to fight up against where Oklahoma is right now in terms of what people are open to, I'm just not interested. Either my energy is going to go towards fighting against something or it's going to go towards fighting for something. I am here to fucking fight for you. If my energy is being taken up fighting against a system that is operating exactly as it's designed, I don't have energy to fight for you. I don't have energy to fight for myself. I don't have energy to take care of myself. The other major clarity that came through was, again, while we've done really well with Success Becomes Me for 2 years, being in Tulsa and being a conference, the expansion and the impact that I see with it cannot happen in either of those two boxes. We're picking Success Becomes Me up out of the boxes of conference and of Tulsa, and we are putting them into the unlimited vast expanse of an activation, which doesn't really have rules around it because it's not really being done. And we're bringing it into a more expansive, creative, connected city called New Orleans. I want to share with you the vision, the full vision that has come to me around this. I've shared with you in this episode how I got this clarity, the tools and resources I used, the space I created, how I took the blinders off all of these things. Now, I want to share the vision with you for two very important reasons. One, I want to share it with you because I want to invite you to hold this vision of what I'm creating, what my big goal energy is with me. And two, I want to share it to give you permission to dive even deeper into your big goal energy as well. Are you ready? Let's go. First things first, it's a 2-part event. Part 1 is happening on Friday, March 13th, 2026, Friday the 13th, because I am a witch, y'all. And we are kicking off with a ball. Yes, a ball. A future self ball, where you get to step into an alternate reality for 4 hours as your future self. You get to walk as your future self. You get to talk as your future self. You get to dress as your future self. You get to exist and embody your future self for an entire night around people who are not looking at you and seeing your past self. They're not looking at you and seeing where you've been. They're looking at you and seeing the inevitable reality that you are living into in that moment. This is how we shift realities, y'all. This is how big goals come to life is by embodying them, embodying the you, becoming. Success becomes me. Success becomes you. When we are in the embodiment of it, it becomes us. It is going to be a fucking fantastic ball. There's going to be food, there's going to be drinks, there's going to be tarot readers. There's going to be burlesque dancers. There's going to be fire breathers. This ball, I am telling y'all, I am getting head to toe goosebumps right now talking about it. This future self ball is going to be fucking incredible. And again, I looked online for like future self events, future self party, future self ball. Literally does not exist. Let's talk about part 2 of the event. So that's Friday night. Friday night, Friday the 13th. Saturday, the 14th of March, 2026 is the activation day. We're going to start with a full room activation, 200, maybe 300 people in the space at the same time, activating and upgrading what just happened the night before, cementing that into your beingness, becoming that person on a permanent basis. Then we're going to go do some fun things. We are going to walk as our future selves. There's going to be a station where you're going to get to walk into your success. There's going to be an activation that's called It's Not You, It's Me, and you get to go break up with your limiting beliefs, your old past self, friendships, relationships, whatever that is. There's going to be a Lucy booth, like from Peanuts, where you can work with someone to activate your voice and asking for what it is that you want in stepping into that bigger container for yourself. There are going to be activations upon activations upon activations, and it is going to be so awesome. We're going to come together again and all have lunch and do another big group session, more activations. Then we're going to close it out with another big group session. I know that this is going to change worlds for people. At this point, we've only launched 20 early adopter tickets. There are no more left available. We launched them in the room at Success Becomes Me at the beginning of November. What I can do is if you're interested in one, you need to email me directly, brie@brieseely.com. And the email needs to say early adopt, and I will open up a ticket for anyone who emails me. I want this to unlock within you. Big goals are great. Big goals are great. But if we're aiming at big goals that are conforming ideas, if we're aiming at big goals that are just going to put ourselves in more and more and more boxes, those things are going to limit us. What I want to liberate you into today is having big goal energy around visionary ideas. It can be something as simple as, I don't like how that one thing in the world works and I want to make a tweak and relaunch it. Uber did that. Or it can be a completely revolutionary, brand new idea like the activation or like sneaks that has never been done before. But I just want to inspire you to think outside the box. I know that's so cliche, but it's true. If we're defining things by ideas and concepts that already exist, we are limiting ourselves. We are limiting our big goal energy. We're limiting our ability to truly go out and create the things that we are called to create on our heart. Be very discerning about who you talk to about them, because those people are going to impress upon you their expectations and their limitations and their boxes around what you're creating. I truly hope that this episode was so nourishing for you and so helpful for you and really truly unlocked something within your heart, within your mind, around who you are in the world, what you're becoming, and what's available to you. Because otherwise, what's the fucking point, y'all? None of us are here to just do it the way that it's been done in the past. Big goal energy people are not the this is how things are done around here kind of people. We are the maybe there's a better way people. Maybe there's more options available to us people. I truly hope that today's episode unlocked that within you. As always, make sure to DM us on Instagram. Let us know, let me and the team know how this resonated with you, how this hit you, how you're going to make changes within your goals, your life, your mindset, your business that are going to take you into this new reality. And if you would like access to an early adopter ticket, email us, brie@brieseely.com. and we will send a link over to you to get registered. I am so grateful that you are here. I am so grateful to share this space with you. I am lit the fuck up for your big goal and to have you in the Big Goal Energy community. Make sure that you're subscribed, and I will see you on next week's episode.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Big Goal Energy. We trust that it fueled your ambition and made you feel seen. We are a community of ambitious female entrepreneurs like you. Come join us in the Big Goal Energy community by visiting breesealy.com/community. In the meantime, send your questions for us to cover in the episodes to info@breesealy.com. Together, we'll turn your audacious dreams into remarkable achievements. Cheers to defying reality. See you on the next episode.